Is this gonna work? You're here. You're here too, honey. All right. We're here. I'm just getting you guys set. Had a little trouble getting you started. It was locking me out of my URL. All right. Right now it's just telling me rotate device, rotate device. It is our normal dinner time. So I'm starting out, last time our live stream ended up being 2 hours. And everyone was starving by the time we were done. It was like 9 o'clock by the time I got in the house or later. So I am starting by getting our pizza crust in the oven because I have to pre-bake it. And we have been doing ground sausage instead of pepperoni because they really like it. It's a little salty, but we do a yeast-raised crust. So I kind of was getting things ready for the live stream, and it was just giving me all kinds of trouble getting it set up this time. So sorry about that. If you had to jump over from one to the other, it just didn't want to pick up where I left off. It kept saying, YouTube isn't working. YouTube's been giving me a little bit of fit anyway. It's been overnight uploads that take, 12 and 18 hours. So just a little easy homemade crust. Throw that in there for a little bit. When it starts to turn a little brown, I take it out. And no, I don't use pizza pans anymore. And my baking sheets are well seasoned. I gave up on trying to scrub them with steel wool a long time ago. I hate the feel of SOS pads and the slime that it leaves behind. Mostly I just use those Scotch Brite scrubbers. I know sometime I need to kind of douse them with salt and give them a good scrubbing. My square pan's really been giving me a hard time. It's been burning the pizza lately. And I know it's because it needs a good cleaning. So I just have remembered, don't put that pan on the bottom rack. It helps me out. And yes, I push it into place with my hands. I used to roll it out, but I got more dough sticking to the counter than getting on the pan. And I had these air bake pizza pans that I really, really loved. I loved them before I started pressing them on. I found it was a lot faster to just press it into place like this than to try to press it on the air bake pans because there's holes, perforations through the entire pan. And just face it, this is less dishes because I'm just pushing it right onto the pan. We usually do 3 or 4 pizzas. I don't know how big they are. I just kind of make a circle. And then with this one, I always do a big square pizza for Mom and Dad because the kids like round pizza. I really don't care. But I get 8 slices in a round pizza. And you get 12 pizza slices in square pizza or rectangle. So the cafeteria pizza when I was growing up at public school was rectangle slices. So I guess I'm just used to it. Every now and then we get a craving for like a deli or a pizzeria pizza. And it's just hard to beat homemade pizza for the price and the convenience. I'm still able to do everything we were going to do today and still get the family fed. The sausage that we're using right now is a natural sausage with no nitrates. And we really like it. I actually just reading my homemade sausage book because it looks like we're getting ready to butcher the boar. Boris, very large fella, and we talked about taking him in for processing last year, and they basically couldn't get him in, and it was September, and all of a sudden I realized, oh my, the year has gone by. So I made a little video update the other day, and that's going to go up here pretty soon. Maybe I already put it in. Yes, it's part of my daily chores video that's coming up. So he needs to go. Boars are dangerous. He has tusks that are this long, out of his mouth. I don't even know how much is in his mouth. And I'm looking at him, you know, he's moving around, he's got more freedom, so he's not just in the small pen now, he's taking up the double pen. He is huge, and he is so dangerous. So I was looking at a video from SSL Family Dad, and he is out of Howell, Michigan. He got sliced up, got a 12-inch slice in his leg from a guinea hog. Now, guinea hogs are small. They're like, you know, 150 pounds, not even 200 pounds. And he had to go to the hospital and had to have major surgery. And he's lucky that it didn't get a tendon or, you know, ligaments tore up. But the same thing had happened to my father-in-law, too. So you can have it come out, and they'll use a razor wire with the hog under sedation. And older sows can develop tusks too, so it's not just the boars, but we even had barrows, castrated males, and they grew tusks. What is it? Okay, it's right down there. So Bethany's here with me today, and she kept asking if this is going to be her live stream. So we've got kind of a couple of things sort of planned out. It's been real iffy weather today, but the whole family is in on a project for this little girl. Huh? Oh, they're both sticky.
It's for the fruit salad and it's for Bob that I made.
Oh, Bethany just made a fruit salad for Barbie with little beads.
Yep,
There
little
you
beans,
go.
and this is a Barbie board. It's
All right.
pink.
So let's show you what's going on here.
Can I tell everyone my doll?
And if you know, I don't like to film in the house a whole lot. It's just bad lighting and everything kind of gray. I don't know. Let me see here. The lighting is just terrible, even though I've got most of the lights on. So this is our ground sausage, and I tell you, it is delicious. This pizza crust is ready to go in. Let's check on that. We're going to assemble the pizzas a little bit later, so this is just the beginning part here while we're getting going. But I'll sit and chat with you for a bit. I'm just going to pull up a stool, because I've got a cup of coffee around here somewhere. Guys, pieces in the oven, pull the crust, and then we'll take a break for a little bit, and live stream is going right now.
Oh, it is?
It is. It's on. It's on. The guys were expecting me to come out and start with them, but I had to kind of start inside because the pizza crust with the yeast raised, it was rising, and you've got to get it pre-baked, otherwise it's going to keep rising and deflate. So if you're leaving any comments, I'm not able to look at that right now the way that I have my phone turned around, because it's supposed to be better filming this way than the other way. So there's that. I'll switch it around after a little bit. We're trying out a new tripod right now that is for like action filming, so you can kind of carry it around. And I had also picked up a Rode microphone, and I forgot to order the adapter for it, because I know sometimes when I film and I'm filming my husband, who's on the opposite side of the phone, it doesn't pick up his voice really well, and he doesn't like project his voice the way I do, just because he's a more quiet guy. So nice to have for filming and doing that, but that'll be in later on in the week, and we'll be able to try that out. We kind of thought, oh yeah, Georgie sees the sausage. They'd love to get a little sample of it. Basically, what we've got going on today is an unboxing. I picked up some supplies. We picked up a winemaking kit. We have Concord grapes, white grapes, and red grapes growing on our grapevine. And if you're interested in watching videos about like homemade grape juice and things like that and preserving the grapes, I did videos on those in the last couple of years, but we're going to be doing hopefully some homemade wines this year and mead. And mead is alcoholic beverage that's much lighter, made from honey. We're not great big drinkers here. Honestly, I've never really adapted to the taste of alcohol. So maybe homemade wines, we can kind of adjust the sugars a little bit more. Honestly,
I need some new insulin. I have to make a hole.
wine coolers is the closest thing to beer that I like to drink.
Wanna talk?
Yes.
So, this is me, everyone. This is my mom, and this is Jules, my little baby. So, my plan for my flower garden is we're gonna have a.
We'll talk about that later. Okay. Murdoch. Bethany wants to know if we have any plastic pop bottles. There should be one or two around from the other day because I know Trey had a root beer.
No.
So Bethany wants to make a homemade hornet trap, and there's a video on that in the playlist also. Basically, you just take anything fermented. It can be apple juice, it can be wine. You cut the top of a pop bottle off, invert it in, and then the hornets get in, and they can't find their way back out. This is the time of year that they are starting to kind of bother us. So back onto the picking grapes. They will forage for fermenting grapes and get in there for that fruit, and then they really go at us. That's not fun. Let me show you how easy it is to make this, and I try to not cut myself. Mama! I just sliced this off, and I'm just using an old steak knife. I've got a really great new knife, but I had to keep it out in the toolbox. One of my viewers sent it to me, and it's a chisel and a knife combo. But if these kids got a hold of it, they would be going to get stitches.
Now just flip it over.
Yep.
Mommy, there's still some.
And if you cut it too small, you can kind of tape it, like I just did. It's empty.
No, it's not.
The pop is empty.
No, it's not. I saw some.
No, it's empty. There's some drips in there, but that's it. You could even just leave this with pop in it, because they're not going to fuss too much.
How do they get stuck?
They can't get their way back out of that hole.
Why not? So, that's how you make a homemade.
All right, we're going to swap these crusts here.
So, that's how you make a homemade hornet trap. Oh, sorry, everyone, I'm not behind the camera.
It's live right now.
This would be a hoe.
Okay, oh, you dropped it right back down again. Okay. I think we could use some tape on it. Do we have any?
No.
Did you guys find more? Bethany has been quite the artist lately. And
No.
let me show you what she's been doing. Her big sister does what's called a 3-marker challenge and a 4-marker challenge. And everyone gets the same drawing, and they get a time set, and they have to, without looking, choose their crayons and color the same picture. So this is some of the work that they've done. And it's just a fun little project for them to do. Keep them busy for a little while.
Yep, this one's Murdoch. You see, it's Murdoch.
There's one that guy did.
And this is mine, that's mine, and that's mine. That one's mine. This one is my mom. This one is Murdoch. That guy again.
Yeah. So, while I flipped it around, I just saw Nathan was asking, when are we going to do a farm tour video? There's one scheduled to go up. The next video is coming up Tuesday and Thursday, I think, of this week. And I'm pretty sure it's one of those 2 videos. Yeah. So it's coming. I had, every time we're filming wants to be right in front of the camera, and they don't realize that they're in front of it. So, how hungry are you guys anyway?
Really? Not much.
We can just go ahead and top these and whatever, and I'll just kind of move around from project to project. So the weather was really iffy, and we didn't know whether we were going to be able to film inside or outside. So I kind of, just because of the rush of doing stuff and the video was giving me fits about getting started, kind of ended up here. But no, and you need to stop interrupting, okay? No, not right now. You're gonna have your time outside, remember? So we did a green bin out for my farm chores. I kind of choose what has to get done kind of for the week or for the day. And of course it's harvest season and there is grain to be stored, and we don't have a whole lot of grain in storage. I'll tell you, around our area, if you don't have a bank of grain storage bins with your own dryers, and either buying electricity or buying propane, you have to take your grain straight from harvest into an elevator, pay them a drying fee or a storage fee, and that can be hard to do. So in terms of like an economic collapse, or say the world is over, you're not going to be able to go get your grain back. And if something goes on, like with my husband, I can't go get the grain back to here. So we prefer the grain bins, storage wagons in the barn. He has covered them with tarps in the past. I'm not a fan of that. Tarps fail, and that's one of our projects for tonight. We had some pop-up storms this week. It was supposed to be a great haymaking week, and it turned out we had tornadoes coming through our area just south of where we're at, and in other areas. It was some severe, nasty weather, and we put some tarps down really quick. Invariably, old hay wagons, stack wagons, they end up tearing. So I picked up some tarp tape a long time ago and I found it in the shop. So I'm going to go ahead and do some repairs on that, because this morning it was supposed to be dry. We got a pop-up shower, had it laid out, and it got wet again. So at least now I can tape it and get it put away. And that's one thing I really suggest. Hay tarp like that, tape it now before you put it away. Guys, please don't do that right there. Because when there's a storm coming and you need a tarp, you're going to say, oh, there's a hole in it, oh wow, So it's just better to go ahead and get it taken care of right now. So it's also been getting dark earlier. Okay, I'm back. Are you